Right then, got another endurance race to do. This week, started out this session, episode 41. Started that out with an endurance race. I didn't mention it was an endurance race till I was already in it, I think. Or even if I even mentioned it at all, and I got it done first try. So, hopefully this one will go just about as well as that one went. I know that getting things done first try isn't especially what I'm known for, especially after everything that goes down every time I try to play Gran Turismo Concept on my second channel. Although I am finally done with all the challenges on that now. Those episodes they should be going up around about the same time as these episodes are going up, on a Wednesday on my second channel, which you can find linked on my main channel page. It's named Boy Blunder, because Slimtar is the name of one of my friend's channels. He said he was recording the other day, but I haven't seen him upload anything. Anyway. Although by the time this video comes out, we'll have had an extra 3 weeks to sort that out, so I don't know. Although he says his capture card is fucking shit. And I mean, compared to mine, it probably is. Wait a minute. I'm smelling hairspray right now. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. It's this track. Why is it always this fucking track, man? Oh, gotta wait for it to load in. The track from hell, you gotta give it a minute to sort itself out. At least we're running it like the favorable way around. I'm not gonna say the good way around, just the favorable way around. This way round, it's more of a hate that I have for a track like, oh fuck. What's that one in Portugal? Portimao or something? I'm pretty sure it's not called that. What's it called in Grid 2? I'm just gonna say Portimao, because that's what it's called in Superbike 2011. Back when I first played that, trying to ride a Superstock 1000 bike around Portimao is fucking hell. But once you get to the Super Stocks, it becomes, it's okay, it's alright. Once you find the fast lines, you can actually groove with it a little bit. I found on my Triumph. Yeah, so this way around, it's not a track I hate too much, but it's still a track that I hate. Other way around, it is definitely a F1 2010 Catalunya situation going on, which I've talked about before. Actually, speaking of F1 2010, older F1 games, I know that this episode, as I've already said, will be pretty out of date, and the channels I talk about will have had plenty of time to upload by the time I end up actually saying this stuff. But Gullis Gaming is a total fucking normie I wouldn't watch for any reason, apart from that he's the only channel I've been able to find that's actually playing the older F1 games, which I find more interesting. F1 2010, 2011, etc. He was doing one of them career modes that I want to do with MotoGP, where you start out in the older games, and then you work your way up through the ranks to the newer games. I know that most of the MotoGP games are about creating your own rider, so there's not a lot of riding through the ranks to be done. But I mean, I've worked out a storyline that I'm going to follow for that. He was doing something similar on F1, is what I'm trying to say. Although for F1 20, he chooses the team that he uses for the next season of F1 based on his results from the season before, and his 2010 season was pretty shit, and he gave himself like a shit team, one of the back market teams, as like, because of that. The problem is, on F1 2011, the gulf between the back market teams and even the fucking mid-pack is so huge that his season was really fucking boring. And, I even commented this, which I don't comment very much on other people's videos, but you know, I felt compelled, especially because I was going with the flow of the other comments. You know, to mention that if he ended up with another shitty team for F1 2012, which, you know, predictably, the way that the season was going, he was absolutely guaranteed to have a shitty car for 2012. I said, oh, fuck me. I'm not going to restart just yet. I feel like potentially I have time. Although I definitely don't. Oh well, hopefully the game will give me some nice rubber banding. Yeah, I said that if he got another shit team for 2012, I'd probably stop watching, just because I find F1 videos where the guy is just pulling around at the back kind of boring. That's why when I play the F1 games, I'll probably do the season that you have to do in a shit team on my second channel, and then like have a good team for when I play the game on my main channel. You know, F1 2010, I definitely want to drive for Renault, just because I think they have a cool livery. I don't know. That's just the way I'm thinking of playing it. Although if you choose to set your career length to just 3 seasons, they give you a really good choice of starting teams, but I don't know if I'll do that. Man, there's so many ways I could choose to do the F1 games that I don't know how I'll end up doing it. The point is, after that episode where, you know, most of the comments were, this is boring, this is lame, choose a better team, you fucking idiot, he completely stopped uploading. And he didn't upload for like a whole week, and I think, you know, I figured for a while that was just because it was half term, so maybe he was giving himself a little break, but he didn't upload yesterday either, so maybe he's completely quit over like 5 hate comments. Which brings me back, which reminds me of what I found out last night about the situation with Jar Media shitposts. If you watch the Jarcast, which I've been, you know, sort of falling off of enjoying as much, like as the weeks go by, I don't know, I just find myself disagreeing with the hosts more and more, and I don't know, I feel like it's not touching me as much as it used to. Not to the point where I unsubscribe and completely stop watching, like I did with H3H3, but you know, it's yeah, it's just, it doesn't feel as good anymore. Unlike the Pizza Party podcast, which I enjoy a lot. I don't know what it is. It's just I'm not digging it so much no more. Anyway, there used to be a commenter called Jar Media Shitposts who would make videos, you know, editing the podcast into something different. It was funny, and you know, keeping track of every time Alex said pussy throughout the course of a podcast and that kind of thing, you know. Which I figure if I was doing something like that, it would just be a fun and game thing, you know. If I get an idea, bam, here's Jar Wars or something. You know, if I knew how to use editing software or whatever, and then, you know, post that, hey guys, isn't this funny? But apparently, Jar Media shitposts decided to take shitposting to the next level and actually take it fucking seriously like a moron. And you know, ended up burning himself out on it. And I know that the last tweet by Jar Media shitposts was signed like Lauren or something, but I don't believe that. You know, it's just, I've been on the internet too long to believe something like that. Although, I guess Jar Media is a pretty Reddity channel, so there could be a girl attached, but, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to commit to saying something like that, to be honest. And every time a woman is involved in something, I tend to be like, you know, just automatically. If it turns out to be good, you know, I mean 3-dimensional women, you know. Anime women are fine, but it's like when they're 3-dimensional that I get a bit, But if it turns out fine, then I'm okay. Like, I really liked American Psycho. Anyway, yeah, so I think, you know, they're like, oh, you know, it's really stressful trying to come up with a new idea. I feel like I'm pressuring myself, which my response to that is stop pressuring yourself, you fucking moron. It's too late now. You know, the same thing kind of happened with, who was it? One of the HD Central guys uploaded a video like, alright, it's difficult making racing game Let's Plays these days because you can't earn any money off the videos and I barely get any views, And as usual, my response to that is, stop being a fucking pussy. You knew exactly what you were getting into when you decided to, you know, jump on the wave of YouTube Let's Plays about 5 years too late. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, this kind of stuff where people take the internet really seriously, it's like, you know, it's kind of funny, like, as a joke on them, but I also think they're fucking retarded for doing it. You know, it's the same reason that, like, it's the same reason I don't want to, I mean, I wouldn't donate to a Patreon anyway. That's not the kind of thing that I go in for, but I definitely wouldn't donate to the Patreon of, like, one of the members of the PCP, just because I think that trying to do, you know, move everyone into a place and then just podcast all the time and, you know, do things that way, I feel like is retarded. It's not a real job. You don't deserve money for doing that. You know, I can do that. I can say that kind of thing easily. One, because I'm still living off my parents, because I'm not old enough. Well, I am old enough to move out, but I'm still in school, so, you know. Am I old enough to move out? 17. What does that mean? I might not be. I don't know if I am. You know, it's easy for me to talk shit on people that want to do YouTube as a job, because I don't have to worry about a fucking thing. You know, the most I have to worry about is buying petrol for my bike. You know, but at the same... So yeah, it's easy for me to talk shit, but at the same time, like, I can also recognize that, you know, maybe having a really small channel and getting like 3 views on some of these videos being an event for me, well, in a way, it kind of puts this in a different perspective from like someone like a Digibro who rakes in tens of thousands. You know, he can post a 3-minute video of him telling one of his friends how to appreciate the graphics of an older game, and it will get tens of thousands of views. You know, so maybe like, well, it gets a few thousand at least, you know, easily. You know, you can see how like someone like that, compared to someone like me, could see that the ad revenue and the Patreon money they get coming from making videos, and be like, yeah, I can live on that. You know, based on the fact that he already does. I mean, his girlfriend works, and since he started inserting his girlfriend into his videos, they've gotten noticeably worse, although that might just be because of my thought process. But when you start putting your girlfriend into your videos, they get, oof, there's a noticeable drop in something, and I don't know what it is, but you know, it turns me right off, I'll tell you that. Black Panther did it as well, and that was woof. That was tough. You know, putting your girlfriend in the video is just as bad as doing a face cam, I think. Just don't do it, basically, is what I'm trying to say. There we go. Job done. Endurance race. Jesus. Let's see what's next. If it's a sprint, I might be able to tag it onto the end of this episode, but I don't know. Yeah, you know, I don't... The point is, I don't think that doing YouTube as a full-time thing is a very good idea. Especially because when your Patreon money dries up, there's just going to be a huge gap in your... Do they have CVs in America? Resume. Resume is what they have in America. There's just going to be a huge gap where you can't really put anything. Oh, I made YouTube videos. Oh, great. Well, look, get you, eh? And we'll drift next week. Fuck it.